Welcome back to Unchartered. This week we'll be exploring what some may call the fishing capital of the world. Throughout our journey we will be experiencing the local culture, food, and of course the fishing that this sunshine state has to offer. Stay tuned as Lawson, LOJO, and I compete for a $1,000 donation on behalf of 𝗨𝗁𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗍 and 𝗕ခြ⁄
We're on, baby!
This is Unchartered, Florida.
Welcome back to another episode of Unchartered, the final episode of the South Florida trip. And big shout out to our sponsors, 𝗕𝗁𝗻, LOJO, and 𝗕ခြ⁄ Now today we're kind of doing something, a big blast send-off here the last day. Now, last 3 days have been just an absolute grind, but also been rewarding as heck with just all the different species that we've seen, been able to catch and put in the boat. I myself have caught a new species. Lawson has caught an absolute mondo of that new species.
Canal tuner! Mr. Jack Crevalli. Oh.
Now one thing about South Florida is it is hot. Okay, the sun can just beat you down. So that's why it's so important to have the right gear on your back, on your hands, on your head. So big shout out to 𝗱𝗄 for providing us with just top-notch fishing gear.
You know, our bass fishing sessions weren't killer, but still it's a ton of fun just to get on a boat with some guys who are great bass fishermen and have fun just flipping around, goofing off. And then today is a really unique thing that I think combines what I love the most and what these guys love the most. We're in an area where I have fished before, and you could be throwing a frog, have a 3-pound largemouth come up and eat it. The next cast, have a 40-pound tarpon skyrocket on this frog. And there's also giant snook, there's redfish, there's sheep's head, black drum.
So today's fishery that we're at is more brackish. You know, we fished freshwater for bass, and then we've done inshore salt, and this is kind of that in-between where we might get a little bit of both. So we're gonna load up with different types of bass lures and some inshore type lures and see if we can get bit in here, and hopefully it's like some shallow cover fishing. That's what I like to do.
I'll just slow down, like just go to idle.
So it's a beautiful morning here. Let's open up our challenge card. And the whole point of the challenge is to compete to get some money for some of the charities, and especially the local charities here in Florida. So I'm competing for Feeding South Florida. LOJO's competing for Southwest Emergency Fund, and Lawson is for Captains for Clean Water. And the winner is going to get a $1,000 donation from 𝗕ခြ⁄, Mercury, and LOJO to give to that charity. Okay, so here's the point system for today. First fish is going to be 150 points. I can already tell you how that's going to go down. Each fish is 100 points. Largest fish by weight. Do we have a scale on here?
No, but we can eyeball it.
Maybe.
We can eyeball it?
I think we'll be able to.
All right.
Say.
100 points for that. Biggest fish on a Salt Native lure, 100 points. And whoever has the most today, most fish caught, 200 points.
Okay.
There's one right there.
There's a tarpon rolling right in front of the boat. I guess we're about to start.
Literally right in front of us right now. I've seen multiple tarpon roll, just saw another one. Everything's kind of primed for awesomeness. We just got to get on. So, my hands right here, I'm throwing a Yoda worm on a heavy hammer hook weightless. This is kind of like gonna work like a fluke style bait. Tarpon live for eating flukes and light presentations like small bait fish stuff. So we're gonna try this out.
I'm fishing the old swim bait right now, Salt Native swim bait, little paddle tail, and we're definitely seeing a lot of activity. I mean, there's clearly fish here, and probably the big fish that we're all looking for, which is the tarpons. We've already seen probably a dozen.
Oh, broke off one right there.
No, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, like I was just saying, there appears to be a lot of the big trophy fish that we're looking for. What was that on the little Yoda worm?
That was on a Yoda worm.
Man.
What's wrong with my line?
Son. Obviously these fish are incredibly powerful, and they can snap you off that quick, which makes them that much more harder to catch. I went to school, I promise.
Oh, I just had one flash right there, dude. Got him.
Come on, first
Snook.
fish.
Snook.
I think that might be a big-mouth sleeper.
That is
Not a snook.
Is that a sauger?
That's called a big-mouth sleeper. So
What in the freak
they're
is
not
this?
actually a native fish. They're from Central America and South America.
What is up with Florida, man? It's an aquarium.
Wow.
Hey,
I'm on the
PB,
board.
dude.
New PB. Let's go. New PB.
Sleeper.
Big mouth sleeper.
Are they
See how
poisonous?
big his mouth is, and all they do is just sit on the bottom all day long.
Like a walleye.
Wow. So yeah, first of this fish species for me ever. So new PB, wha-bam in the boat. First fish in the boat.
Oh, you've
so
been racking up mega points
yeah, we're
right now,
we're
too.
getting points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we catch bigger fish than this, but this is at least a good sign on the lure that I'm throwing. So build a little confidence moving forward. You wanna give him a sniff?
I gotta give him a sniff. He smells kind of weird.
Yeah, he does. He looks weird. He smells weird. Just a weird fish.
I was not expecting that at all.
I thought it was a
thinking,
snook, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So this has been kind of strange. Catching that fish. We've had 3 tarpon bites, and I was thinking maybe a snook or a redfish, but this is Florida, and there's so many different crazy species that people let go and exotics that are in here, and so you can catch anything really.
Yeah.
But the luck is really turning around for LOJO right now, because
Yeah.
you just caught one on a salt native lure.
Yep.
Your
It was
first
the first fish.
and
Yeah.
you probably racked up like Mondo points right
Yeah,
there.
the
So-
stage could be set for an epic comeback today.
It could be.
It could be. All I needed was to not wear my GoPro today, and it's just like the luck is just piling up in my favor. So I've been really committing to this salt native paddletail swim bait. Lawson really kind of showed me this when we first got here on day 1, and I looked at it. And the thing about this swim bait setup too, it's so versatile. You could literally catch any of these fish species that we're targeting. So I've been really committing to it, even though the guys have kind of been switching lures around a lot. I just feel like this gives me the best chance to catch volume of fish, which is what we need. Not necessarily the biggest fish or the coolest fish, but the most bites, So I'm gonna stick with it now. Now it's firmly cemented in my head now as a lure that can work. So build that confidence up, new waterway. Why throw anything else now?
I just checked the points card, and that's 300 points for LOJO.
Wait, what new
He got-
species and first fish?
It was first fish and first fish on a salt native. So
Yeah.
150 points each is 300 points.
Jeez.
So
Man, so we might be getting pretty tight here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all told. Now,
Yeah.
Lawson at any moment in time could lay the smack down and probably start catching fish since he's from here, but I think I just passed you, right?
I think
For
you did.
second place.
Yeah,
That was a
just
very
one
large
ugly
point bump.
fish just set you up for victory.
Yeah, that first fish was clutch. It was very, very important.
Good work.
Starting to get steamy. This Florida sun right now. Back here in the thick vegetation. This feels like the 3rd planet we've been on since we've been here. It's pretty awesome. Lawson called this the old Florida. And that's a term used to describe, I suppose, like what it was like when explorers and things first came in here, and before all the development and all that. You just had these little river systems that it looks like you're on another planet, there's just jungle everywhere. So it's a really cool experience. It's not just about the fishing, it's about getting to see some really cool stuff. I can't even tell you how many different species of animals and vegetation that we've seen this week. It's awesome. Florida's just a cool place, man. It's an awesome place. It almost feels like it should be like an island or something like that, but it's connected, so you can drive down here. It's really neat. But you could catch a bass in here. You could catch a tarpon. You could catch some crazy exotic mudfish looking thing that LOJO caught. You just never know. Where I'm from, you're gonna catch like 5 or 6 species max, and you pretty much know what you're gonna get. But that's what makes Florida so cool, is you don't know what you're gonna get.
So pretty cool to build on top of what Justin was saying. The charity that I'm competing for is Captains for Clean Water, and their whole entire thing kind of revolves around what we've done this week. And it's about restoring the water flow to the Everglades, the natural water flow. So Lake Okeechobee, which we got to fish, it used to flood a lot, and it would actually like destroy homes and stuff like early on, and they had to build a big dam around the whole entire lake, and that's where all these locks and spillways happen. Originally, when it would rain, the water would shed off and naturally run down the Everglades, and the water would purify itself and eventually go all the way from Okeechobee all the way down to Flamingo and disperse through there. But when people started building houses, all the canals that exist in Florida were built to drain the Everglades out. And that doing so now diverts the water east and west into Stewart and Tampa and stuff like that. And all of that fresh water release, whenever there's a ton of rain, kills saltwater fish and seagrass and really, really damages the fisheries. So Captains for Clean Water is all about restoring that natural watershed, which is really cool because we've gotten to experience every side of that. We went to the Everglades, we went to Lake Okeechobee, we fished a inshore saltwater river that's affected by that water runoff, and Captains for Clean Water is all about restoring that. Anyhow, fishing can be tough sometimes, and you might need a little bit of a recharge and life end on your batteries. So we decided to run the old Mercury out into the main river, and we're gonna grab some lunch. And while we do that, throw the dang boat on a charger and get back in action. It's one of the really cool things about Florida is that there's a heaping load of restaurants that you can pull up to by boat, go in, get some fresh fish, maybe a Burgermeister, some adult beverages, whatever you're in the mood for.
Recharge.
And just, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I do it. I'll get up real early and fish so I can eat lunch, go eat lunch, get back out in the water feeling like a new man and go catch some more donkeys. So that's what the hope is today. Recharge and get back on them. We are smacking down on some fish dips, some spin dip. Fish dip is like the thing in South Florida. You can't go wrong. Fresh kingfish, smoked, mixed in with some seasoning and mayo. It's the best thing.
You got a 𝗏𝗏 sandwich. Grouper.
I
You got a 𝗏𝗏 sandwich. I got the just regular white fish and chips. So we got a lot of variety of seafood coming to the table.
I like being able to eat local fish, you know, and knowing that grouper, and mahi, wahoo, and all this stuff's just caught right here. It's pretty awesome.
We're making our run to a point that I want to start on, and as we're approaching, I can see from about 500 yards away real big blow-ups. I'm like, oh, those fish, is that birds? And it's pelicans diving. As we approach, though, there's some fish busting in it, and we see heaps and heaps of mullet everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're going to start casting.
Whoa, dude, a Loch Ness just came up, man.
It
That thing had
it might be a dolphin.
a big fin with barnacles growing on it.
Yeah, it's called a...
To the left.
It's called a bottlenose dolphin. Oh, we got freaking polar.
We desperately needed a recharge in a lot of ways, but we got some food, got some hydration, and but it's so crazy how everything is connected here in Florida. Like, we're on the same waterway. We just idled over out of the river into a restaurant. Now we're in a bay that leads out into the ocean. Folks at home, Florida.
Come to Florida.
Life ain't bad.
Come to Florida.
Oh, look.
That's crazy.
Dude. Dolphins look so friendly, but they're like the most ferocious predator ever. And they're so smart, too.
This little current flow right here on the corner. Glass minnows stacked up. Can I get a name in? Micro Jack, about to be on.
Right over the top of you over here. They're not quite
Easy, I'm on the juice, easy. Oh!
No!
You betcha.
Oh
You want to talk about a plan coming together right now? That's it.
my God.
Hear that? That's called 100 points. Yes, sir. If you tuned into the last episode, you saw Lawson catch a giant fish. This is what that was. It's a jack crevalle, but this is This is the younger version right here. You know, so they kind of live in this part of these little bays and creeks and stuff. When they get bigger, they want to eat some bigger stuff. They move out. But that's it right there. That's some points, people. That's some points. Oh! Oh, I'm in there.
Oh,
Stick.
come on.
Oh! Lawson's on! Oh, hooked up. Let's go, baby.
Oh, I'm gonna get dolphin. I'm gonna get dolphin. I'm gonna get dolphin. I'm gonna get dolphin.
Where are the dolphins at?
After my bait.
Oh, no. Dude, that would be awesome content, though.
Looking
Oh,
for
look
us.
at him. He was caught.
There's
2 of them.
Scumbag. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm gonna throw this jack back in there, and he'll try to chase it down, man. I've had it happen dozens and dozens of times. They're just ferocious, and dolphins are so. Look at them. They turned around. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I can do with fish. I've tried putting them in the mangroves. I've like done all that, and it never works.
And dolphins just come get him. Oh,
Blow up right behind us. There is a little Jack 𝗱𝗁𝗃, the mini me of the one we caught in the last episode. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna try to release him, and he might get dolphined. We'll see. We'll see. All right, LOJO, you got a live well on this dang thing?
2.
2 live wells?
Yeah.
Well, one of our challenge cards today was a net throwing contest. Who could throw a cast net the best? Now, I'll be honest, I throw the net quite a bit, but I'm not like one of those professional net throwers, but I do it more than Mr. LakeForkGuy, Mr. LOJO here. So, you know, I think it's worth 100 points for the best net throw, but I'll take myself out of the running because that just don't seem quite right. But I'll give a little breakdown for these guys because, you know, throwing a 5-foot to 7-foot net is not super hard. But this is a 10-footer, and she weighs about 30 pounds.
Oh my gosh,
So-
dude. That thing is like a parachute.
So I'll show you 2 different ways.
How in the world? First of all, that thing probably weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah, it might. So you want to make sure your lead line's nice and clear. And this is the how I do it solo, so I can operate a trolling motor while at the same time I do it. You grab the horn. This is the plastic part up here. Arms length apart. Collect. Make sure you're not spun up too much. Arms length apart. Collect. We're gonna throw lead in our mouth, or the rope.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, LOJO, you might want to
Stand
step
back.
back here.
Mm-hmm.
You good? That was horrible.
Jesus, that thing is big. Shit, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I feel confident.
Water you added 5 pounds.
Oh!
Caught one.
That would be a sand perch.
Okay, well, we could throw that in the live well for sure.
That would be like the
Absolutely.
bluegill of the river here. Big snook love them. They're the big redfish.
Okay.
And you want to know why they love them? Because they eat their eggs like bluegills do, and so they'll smash them.
So the little nuisances.
Yeah, but we don't need them.
Get him? That was a better throw.
You have to literally do a 360.
Get the momentum going with all
Help.
that lead.
Mullets in there, blue crabs in there.
I want to get my hands on a little crabby crab. That's mullet's what we need too.
One singular little mullet. I'm just blind casting right now. If we have to get on top of a school, it should be mud. All right, who wants to throw?
I'll throw.
Yeah, so he's working for 100 points here, throwing the 10-footer. If you've never thrown a cast net before, and if you see like some like mediocre throws,
Hey, that wasn't bad for a manhandler.
a half opener, that's not terrible.
Oh God, it weighs so much.
Yeah, that's it.
Look, I'm pulling the boat.
It weighs
by
a
just
lot,
pulling it
and
in.
it's heavy, and it's hard to throw, and it's a
What'd you
huge
get?
pain in the butt. He
I
caught
got a baby.
a baby
Shark.
a baby mutton
Dude,
snapper.
dude.
Mr.
Let me
LOJO's
see that
catch.
boy.
That would be a baby mutton snapper, actually.
Yes, let's go, baby.
I can do better.
Beat that Rackley. I didn't get skunked, my guy. You think we can lip him? What do you think about
Almost.
that?
What a juvenile.
What a juvenile guy.
Man. Is that what I have to beat? Like a 2-inch
I mean,
mutton snapper?
got to catch something for it to be a good net throw.
What in the heck, dude? This thing is insane. Give me a pro tip.
I'm gonna big pro tip is make sure you reset your lead line.
Shoulder roll.
Oh,
Shoulder.
you caught a glass minnow too.
Yes, 2 fish, baby. Beat it.
2 fish.
Let's freaking go.
That's what you're seeing rippling on the surface. Is
Little sashimi?
Can I get extra points if I eat this thing?
dude, it's an anchovy. It's literally those a bay anchovy. You didn't even chew it.
I swallowed it. It's gone, dude. No points. All right, I did it for good luck.
You're now one with the saltwater
I
fish.
did it. I can feel it squirming.
Playing babies.
I've never done that, by the way. I don't know what got a hold of me. Got this salt native juice going in my here with the salt native.
Over the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go for like 4 maybe. Literally right there.
Okay,
That's the swirl.
there we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. He's
True
going off
on
the
this
boat.
Okay, here we go. How do you swim?
Go for it.
There we go.
Just do it. Oh, that wasn't bad. Well, that was a little banana-y.
See what we got, baby. Get him in there. I gotta beat him.
Wah,
looking
wah,
grim.
wah.
Wow. It's not looking good. Come on, be a glass minnow. So LOJO gets 100 points. I ate a minnow. It's kind of a punishment.
That's pretty much a punishment right
Wait,
there.
you want 50 points for a minnow?
I kind of do. 50 points? Let us know in the comments. Should I get points for minnow? Eating a minnow? Never done that in my life, seriously. I feel like it's worth something.
Do I get points for the fish species that I caught?
Or is it just luck? Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hook up at the right moment and it's all gonna be worth it. The minnow is for good luck.
Oh my.
Tons of pilchards. Tons and tons of pilchards.
Party.
That's good. And a mullet. So digging through the net, trying to clean it out, and there's a few little pilchards stuck in it. And this little guy comes skipping out of there. That is a shrimp, the ultimate forage of salt water. Every fish, if it's a predator, basically at some point, eats that little buddy right there. So we'll throw him in the well and maybe he'll be converted into a snapper or a small snook or something like that. Only a little one, but that is what the reds and trout and snook and everything's eating down there, man.
We're working our way up the food chain right now, y'all. It's been sort of a grind out here, not gonna lie to you. This only happens a few times a year where they're releasing all the water out of these lakes and canals. They got hurricanes coming and everything, so they're trying. Florida is just this giant water experiment, you know. And so a lot of this water is high, it's stained, and it's a shock to the fish, so it's making it tough. But we're plugging away here, and in the last couple hours, we've come across this little spot that seems to have some active fish on it. This water coming through here, flowing, and we've seen stingrays, and we've seen sharks, and
Dolphins.
There's got to be there's dolphins. There's got to be reds and some other fish that are feeding here. Everything seems to be hanging right here to get this nice little funnel situation. So Lawson's got some cut bait tied on through the cast net like a boss. Got us some awesome bait. We're gonna stick that out there, and we're gonna continue throwing some of our moving baits, hard baits, artificials, and things like that. And it could really turn on. We're just hoping that something really big latches on.
Fish.
Wow.
I think you might have 2 on. You had 2 on.
I got 2 on there, baby.
Seriously?
Let's go. You should have seen how I was working that thing. I was working it so fast. All right, we're just gonna go for it, boys. Oh! Yeah, let's go, baby.
Oh!
2 on the Scout. Listen to him. Jeez. I was just getting kind of bored over here watching all the cast netting, and I just figured, let me just throw the Scout and just work it as fast and aggressive as I possibly can in this area where we've just seen a ton of fish.
Wow. LOJO
So,
with
yeah.
the net competition win, and then the double jack.
All right, there we go. Not a very big one, But I mean, hey, that's doubles. You guys saw it. I mean, that just happened. You guys saw it in the boat. Oh!
Ah! No! Damn it!
Did you have one?
Something just freaking smacked it, and I closed my bail because I was trying to tighten my line.
Oh, I
Something
thought you were
hammered
just
me.
setting the hook.
No, I was just trying to tighten my line, and something smacked the crap out of it.
Nice.
I've been probably pushing pretty hard this whole trip, like head down, just casting away, never stopping, never taking breaks, and I think I just kind of hit a wall at the moment, and I got a mullet head sitting out there, and just hoping for a kicker because a big red will pick with mullets, stingrays, drums, snook, sharks, tarpon, whatever. Just throwing my Hail Mary right now while sitting down and screaming.
So when you've got multiple people sitting down in a bass boat, it's not normally a very good sign because that means morale is starting to slip a little bit. But in all honesty, it shouldn't be slipping because we had such a fun-filled trip filled with new exotic fish, which I caught stuff I never caught before. Big fish, which Lawson caught an absolute stud. Great experiences like catching 2 fish on 1 bait, which I did. Just a ton of new experiences that you can only do when you go on a trip, get outside your comfort zone, go somewhere you've never gone before, do something you've never done before. So eat some really good food, some good company, and you know, we're still not quite done yet. We do have a large piece of cut bait out here that could still catch a monster, any kind of fish. Uh-oh.
It started moving.
Woo, boy.
It's moving,
But-
it's moving, it's moving.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
him
yeah.
run,
Here we
let
go.
him run. Let him eat, let him
Oh
eat,
my
let him eat, let
gosh,
him eat.
here we go.
Let him eat.
Nothing really happened.
It wasn't moving?
No,
I swear it was.
no, I'm saying it is, but nothing's happening now.
That's fishing.
We're finally off the water here. Super long grinder of a day. That's the way it goes sometimes. So I'm gonna go grab the trailer, back it in, and pull the boys out of the water. And we need to tally up the points and see who the big winner is and who's gonna get that donation provided by 𝗕𝗁, 𝗕ci𝗀, and LOJO. Regardless of the fishing, it was a really cool day because we got to spend time together, got to show these guys some new water, and at the end of it, we're getting to give money to charity. I mean, can't go wrong with that.
So now it's time to see who is the big winner of this trip.
So after crunching some numbers and doing some math that shouldn't have been as hard as it was for us, I didn't do too hot today, but Mr. Rackley, we
had a big falling in
fall
points.
from grace, man. Mr. Rackley took a 3rd place, and you know what? This whole competition, I was kind of in the lead, but I kind of dumped the bed a little bit and only caught a single jack today, and Mr. LOJO himself was just putting up numbers.
This might be one of the greatest comeback stories in all of organized
be.
sports because after day 1 and day 2, I was absolutely dead in the water.
Had to do the challenges at the end of the day.
Yeah,
the punishments.
I lost both punishments
Yeah.
and somehow came back on day 3 to win. It's just, you know, everything has to go right in order for the underdog to win. And catching that, what was the name of that fish, that weird
A
fish?
big mouth sleeper.
Catching a big mouth sleeper who couldn't have been more than a pound.
Yeah.
But the fact that I caught him first, and it was on a salt native lure, the way the points were arranged on the final day, that was a 300-point
300
fish.
point.
That was
Fish.
awesome.
Yeah,
That started you off good, but you can't
Yeah.
deny the double
The
jack
double
for
jacks.
catch. That
The
gave
double
you 200
jacks.
points off that alone.
Later on in the day, once we had switched to cut baits,
One cast, 200 points.
one cast, 200 points, and it's
cast.
also the first time in my fishing career in my life that I've caught 2 fish on 1 lure. So, like I said, everything just had to go right for me to win.
Yeah, and the
I
cast
thought,
net.
and the cast net
yeah,
challenge
that's
that I
right.
won as well, barely, because I actually got fish in cast net.
The mighty
I mean,
mutton snapper. The
yeah.
mighty mutton.
how close was it, by the way? So I had 850, you had 800.
Yeah, he was only 50 points ahead. Like literally, if I would have
Wow.
caught one more fish
One
today,
more
I would have
fish.
won by 50 points.
One more fish, yeah. So that's how close it was. I mean, epic
And
comeback.
Rackley was in a beautiful 3rd.
Yeah, one of the most
was slow.
crazy things is that Rackley finished in 3rd. I think if people were betting on this, from the beginning, they would probably have betted on one of these two guys. One, because you're from here, so this is kind of your local water.
I would put my
big
money.
bass guy.
Because but you're a good fisherman. I think I would have been voted probably third, and most people just kind of guessing off the bat. But to come back and win, I mean, hey, what are you gonna say?
My man.
Pulled it out, baby.
The big dub. So all the money is going to
That's
your
right.
charity.
The
which
Southwest Emergency Fund,
is Southwest Emergency
who
Fund.
provides resources for people in the South Florida area who are dealing with the repercussions and all the bad stuff, dealing with COVID right now, the national pandemic. So yeah, $1,000 for those guys.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's right.
Thanks again to Mercury, 𝗨𝗁𝗀𝗀𝗀 to providing us some cash money to go to LOJO's. And big thanks to 𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗀 today
Well,
for
bam.
keeping the sun off of us. It was a straight
Yeah,
burner out
we needed
there.
it
was
today.
the hottest day.
Today was definitely the hottest
We
day
needed
by
it.
far.
By far.
It
yeah.
was nasty, so this gear's nice. So thank you, 𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗀, for hooking us up. That is the end of this series of Unchartered, y'all, where we go around and experience all new places, communities, and fisheries. So we will see y'all on the next adventure of Unchartered.
Woo!